Hello, everybody, and I clicked the wrong button. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining us. We have Justin Peterson, Tal Bruno, and Tony Gray. So we were kind of talking beforehand a little bit. Tony Piranha-Lax, you're one of the board members, and Virginia Golden Bears, so much more. Tal, where was the first time you ever played box?
First time I ever really was exposed to I guess indoor lacrosse was when I was maybe in middle school, but that's where you're playing on full size cages with regular goalies and all that. Once I got to college, I think my last 2 years, they tried to incorporate some box into our like winter sort of like skills and drills sessions, if you will. So on Mondays we would over to Do Burns in Baltimore, and early Monday mornings, and we just split up teams and get after it with our squad, which was good because we had some guys with some real box experience, some Canadians, that were able to kind of give us a little nudge in the right direction, if you will.
So where'd you go to college?
I played at Hopkins in Baltimore.
All right, so you had some Canadian guys down there playing. I mean, you're talking very high level field lacrosse. What was it like the first time you actually played? Did you have rib pads? I got to know.
I don't think I had ribs.
A little bit younger then, so it probably didn't hurt as bad, but that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really did, except for maybe the guys that knew what they were doing. But probably I wouldn't call it true box, but it was a little bit closer than I guess anything that I'd experienced at that point prior. So it was a really good kind of foray into learning the game a little bit more in its true form.
Did you have goalies like that with full goalie gear? Were you guys still using field goalies?
Yeah, no. So that was cool. They really tried to kind of make it as one-to-one as possible without guys fully understanding like the flow of offense and how to, we kind of figured out how to play defense, but goalies in full stuff. They bought all new stuff for our goalies on the small cages and tried to run it like as close to real box as we could, as being a full team of field guys for the most part.
So what did you think is your biggest? Oh, sorry, Tony. What were you saying?
I was just gonna say, is that when Petramala was your coach at the time?
Yeah. So I graduated in 2018. So I had Petra all 4 years.
Oh, okay.
And what was your first impression of in there? Was it how much smaller the goals were, how much bigger the goalies were, how much faster it happens? Like, what was your oh my goodness, this is crazy?
Oh man, so I was playing mostly like kind of transition. That's really all sort of always what I've done. I was a offensive midi in all growing up, and then once I got to college, I played mostly D mid, and then transition for a little bit after that. And so at that point, I was playing mostly transition, and I loved it. Like, I was a bigger guy, I was a little bit more athletic, and just being able to kind of get up on guys, really be physical, and then push the floor, I think you have a little bit more, especially for transition guys. I'm a forward now, but for transition guys, like, it's a lot of fun if you're coming from the field, being able to have a little bit more impact sometimes in those breakaways and stuff like that than you might in field.
It's probably a lot. When you watch the field player, that running shot, it's probably the closest thing to it. As you're cutting down, you get a long sprint, you go for a ways, and yeah, it might be the closest thing. So, Justin, you blew my mind a minute ago. I figured you were from down there somewhere. You're from Buffalo area?
Yeah, I'm from Batavia.
Oh, all right. Batavia, as the locals like to call it. Yeah. If anybody doesn't know, it's definitely pronounced Batavia, but all the locals love it when you call it Batavia when you get off the exit. So, all right. So you're not very far from the box. You played in high school at the in Tonawanda, you said?
Yeah, so we started a program in Batavia when I was in 8th grade. Finally got a JV and a varsity program. Prior to that, we just had a club that played for the county. Our first coach, my first ever lacrosse coach, 7th grade, Nate Blue Eye from the Tonawanda
Shout out
Reservation.
Nate. If you watch Blue Squatch, he sits directly across from us in the scoreboard, running the scoreboard at the Tonawanda games.
Yeah, love Nate. He's a great guy. Taught me a lot in the couple of years that I got to play for him. Exposed me to box kind of at a young age. Just an overall great guy, great coach. Takes a lot of care, a lot of investment in his players. Haven't seen him in a long time, so I hope you're doing well. But yeah, kind of got us rolling there. A couple of our guys started a high school program and kind of kept going on from there. Used a little bit of box sentiment when we couldn't get on the grass fields in the parking lots at the high school. Unlike Tall, we had the full size nets with the field goalies on a small field. So
Which is pretty common when you look around there when people say they're going to play box lacrosse and they don't know what box lacrosse truly is. That's usually what you get. It's just put in some field nets in a box arena and they play and they think it's the same thing. And they even sometimes keep the poles in there and everything. So, so it's good that Paul, you got a chance to do true box right off the bat. So.
Yeah, that is huge. So, did you play for the any of the Braves youth programs or through juniors and seniors?
yeah, no. So we actually we took our county team out there and played against some of the Braves youth programs. I never ended up playing with their juniors or their seniors. Took quite a hiatus from box lacrosse for a long time, trying to get out of high school, get into a good college, trying to get on the field there. So got out of college, kind of quote unquote retired, started coaching at Elon University down here in North Carolina. My buddy Nick that runs Bank City recruited me to one of the first tournaments, and now it's all box all the time.
It just bit you again. You realize what it was, what you missed from it. So, did you watch the Braves as a kid, like the senior teams?
Yeah. I mean, as much as we could, like we get out to Logan Field, go out there, have a day.
That place is
Yeah.
epic. It's there's no place else quite like that.
No, it's great, especially having like an outdoor box. But the environment out there is crazy. The fans are great. The people are great. And obviously the box is great. So anytime you can take a younger guy out there and say, "Hey, here's the game. Watch, pay attention," it goes a long way for a program.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of unfair though. If you do take him to Tonawanda, that's like some of the best, most creative lacrosse you're going to see, and then afterwards, it's hard to compete with that. I mean, it's definitely. So you did it with Bank City. So how did you guys get on the Oak City Owls? Do you guys know how the Owls got started? Were you a part of when it first started, or tell me a little bit about that? Either one.
Yeah. So yeah. So the team kind of got started. Our two GMs, Vic Mertens, Will Forrestal, they were down here. I happened to be down here, and they were running a pickup, on Wednesday, Thursday nights, and they decided like, hey, we're gonna put an NABL team in because it was new. We knew about the Charlotte Reapers because of the IBLA. And we decided that we were gonna do it 4 years ago, so we're year 4 now. Same GMs, same kind of 8-9 core guys from the beginning. Started a lot of young field guys, didn't really know much about the game, and just kind of built it. I think we had 40-50 guys at tryouts this year. We keep getting transplants.
Oh,
We have
that's
Todd here
nuts.
now. Yeah. So it's people keep moving and they keep coming in. We just say, hey, you want to come play? Hey, you want to come try out? And we've ended up with a really good group of guys this year.
Yeah. So how long have you been a part of it?
So this is my second year. We moved down here to Durham. We're really
I gotta-
passing our year right now.
I'm cropping everybody around just so everybody knows. Everybody's about to move. Welcome, Vic.
Appreciate that. Sorry about that.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, so it's my second year. Feel really good about it this year, though.
Feeling good about it this year. So had you played box other than college, that little bit you played then, or was that basically it until this?
I got drafted in 2018 by New England.
Oh, the Black
I was
Wolves?
with them. Yeah,
Oh, all right.
And
So
I-
you played a little bit.
I played a little bit. And so I was with them for a little while. Ended up getting dropped when Callum, I think, got hurt or something. They needed to bring in a guy, and I was last one in, first one out. And then signed with New York, but at that point, I'd committed to going up to coach at Albany. So kind of gave up the dream there and decided that I would pursue coaching a little bit more.
So that's
then-
actually where I am. I live like 40 minutes up the Northway for Albany. I'm,
Okay.
like Glens Falls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just outside of Glens Falls. I'm exit 17.
Okay. Yeah. So I spent a year in Albany, and that was actually great because I got to get to know a lot of the guys up there. Those, I think, maybe Tahoga's junior year, guys like Ron John, a bunch of those dudes that I still kind of keep in touch with, and they kind of opened me up to some different ways of like playing with the stick too.
Yeah, it's all the Newtown guys now. They're all playing for the Newtown Golden Eagles, Ron John and Tahoga. But so, what was the biggest thing you noticed with that? Like how you carried your stick? What was like the eye-opening? I guess the creativity for me is what I really see. Like it's really an extension of your body. But is it something else that maybe I never played at that level that I'm missing?
I think those guys, especially the native guys, right? Like the creativity and just the smoothness and the like comfortability with the stick. It was pretty awesome to watch. And then also going from Hopkins where things were always pretty rigid, right? Like there's structure to everything, and then going to Albany, they play a completely different style, right? Much looser, kind of free form style that everyone kind of got exposed to when the Thompsons were there.
Pretty much the exact opposite of what you're used to.
Exact opposite. And so it was a really big kind of learning curve for me as a coach from like just a culture perspective and like how to approach the game. But I think it was really good because it taught me a little bit about how to be less structured and how to be a little bit more creative, which I think translates really well to the box. I mean, a lot of those guys are still playing, and they're playing at a really high level. So I think it was really interesting, and it was really cool to experience and get to know some of those guys.
Yeah, Tony played. He's from Akwesasne, so but you were on the Iroquois team, and then the Haudenosaunee team. Or how long of a run did you have, Tony, for that? I don't want to screw it up.
Well, I was in the 90s, so it's like 94, 98, 2002, and then 2008 and 16 I coached. So like I coached Tahoka and Ron John and all those guys when they were in the under 19 team, and
Is that when they beat Team USA?
No, that was it was in between that. I don't think it was
Okay.
or one night before the 2012, I think it was.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was Warren Hill, that class above those guys, basically. All right, so sorry, Vic, you joined, and we haven't even taken a chance to introduce you, so go ahead and introduce yourself, and you're one of the GMs?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am. Vic Mertens, born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. Found my way out to North Carolina some years ago and still reside here on the coast, actually. Just recently moved from Raleigh, so nice little
So
change
none
of
of
pace.
you guys are locally, like, from North Carolina where this team's out of?
Bunch of transplants.
Is most of your team like that, too, or?
No, I'd say the majority of our team is definitely from North Carolina, but then you've got myself, Justin, Tal, and a couple of others that are from up north or wherever they're from. So,
Yeah, you had the Rainbow Bridge. Where was the first time you ever played box? Did they have any box in St. Louis?
absolutely not. No, I think I picked up a stick whenever I was in 8th or 9th grade. Loved it. I think the first time I ever played box was our weekly pickups in Raleigh. That's kind of where I found the love of the game and kind of the idea why we wanted to start the team. So.
I love it. So, and you got to play. The Reapers have been the team that have come out all 3 years from your division, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
But now you guys are on absolute fire this year, it looks like.
Yeah, we're starting to put it together. About time, 4 years later, with some good key additions. But no, we're excited. I mean, we've kind of been the little brother to Charlotte for call it the last 3 years or so. So nice to kind of put it to them. All respect to them, though. They got a great team.
Yeah, no, you guys are sitting right now 7-0. There's not a lot of teams that are still sitting undefeated. Even the fabled Wild have managed to drop a game to the Arrows. But yeah, we did have the Gamblers guys on. Those guys are great. It's awesome to see. What really surprised me talking to him is the goaltending. It didn't seem like you guys have a struggle with goaltending at all. Like I know when the Reapers come, they have goalies. Do you guys have constantly 2-3 guys, or is it like touching? Your face didn't look so reassuring.
Yeah, so it's funny. Shelley was our starting goalie, call it the last 3 years or so. So losing him and him creating the Greensboro Gamblers, great thing, right? We want more teams in the region, but then that kind of forced us to go out and find new people. You kind of just throw in there. But we have two right now, Aiden Cox and Ian Manning, that have been putting a good show for us thus far. So we're happy with it. But certainly miss Shelley.
Yeah. Now, were they guys that came from somewhere and played box, or were they field guys who are started playing as adults?
Field guys. That's typically what you're going to find out here in the call it the Southeast or North Carolina in general.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. So how many guys, I mean, obviously Tal, you had some experience, but besides Tal and Justin, how many guys had played box before playing pickup with you guys down there?
I'll be honest with you, probably a handful outside of Justin and Tal, maybe 5, 6.
Yeah.
I think we all picked it up year one for the Oak City Owls.
What would you say your identity of your team is like this year? Like if you were to kind of explain like how you guys play for somebody that hasn't seen you play, what would you tell them?
I'm happy to answer that. I want to pass it over to Tal and Justin. I'd say these two are our captains, really the voice of the team. So I'll let them answer. Feel free to step in, fellas.
Justin, why don't you take the lead?
Yeah, so kind of being the senior guy, I'm one of, if not the oldest guys on the team, and been here since day one. I think this year, the biggest thing with us is fundamentals and understanding, and guys knowing, hey, I'm a forward, I'm a tranny, I'm a D guy. If I'm a quarterback on the offense, I move the ball, I set picks, I get guys open, somebody that can score. Kind of same thing all throughout. Couple years previously, we've had talent. Like there's a lot of talent down here, but guys having to do too much. Guys that aren't necessarily, 4, 5, 6 goals a game scorers. Like, hey, I have to score, or we're gonna lose. We don't really have that this year. There's a lot of selflessness. A lot of guys moving the ball, a lot of guys eating shots, setting picks, getting out and giving up the body for ground balls, getting out and get a face off. Like our face off guy's an animal, but our wing guys this year are selling out for him. So it's just that consistency. And that sound too, I don't know, cliche, but that we have a really good family here. We hang out a lot outside of the box. We hang out. We do family dinners. We go here, we go there. We spend a lot of time together. And if we weren't playing box lacrosse, we'd still be together. So I think that's gone a long way for us in this year 4, and hopefully it'll continue to push us forward.
Yeah, I mean, with that 10,000 hour rule, it's basically 5 years of work. So, I mean, you guys are kind of rolling into that, getting 4 years of experience, everybody going together. That is awesome that it's going through. Do you guys have a guy that stands up and coaches, or do you guys just kind of take turns jumping up and kind of counting guys in and out?
It's funny you bring that up. I would say these two gentlemen right here on the call would almost be our coaches. I'd say Tal's got the offense, Justin's got the defense, and then it's just players really.
Players play. I mean, there's something to be said for that. The Wild have won every year, and they don't have a coach on the bench ever. So I mean,
think it would be beneficial to us, but at the same time, like we're still learning how to win, right? Like we haven't lost yet, and I think that's new for us. We're learning how to win, and I think a lot of it is like we're trying to implement some processes that we just haven't had in at least. I've only been, this is my second year. I know last year, like it was a lot more just throwing guys out there and seeing kind of what sticks. This year, we're trying to be a lot more intentional with, who we're putting on the floor together, what we're doing offensively, taking care of the ball, doing some higher level stuff from from an X's and O's standpoint.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Seems to
we're
be the
doing what we
trend.
can with what we got.
Yeah, no, it seems to be the trend in the league this year. I mean, you guys are sitting at 7-0. The Grizzlies, they've been consistently a pretty good team, so you can't really say that with them so much. But to see the Isotopes coming up too, that's another team new, bunch of trying to gain box experience. Rachel's running that team, but they also, I know young, but they beat the Wheat Kings for the first time, so I know that was huge for them. Seems to be a lot of that going around. The parity in this league is going. It's getting pretty. I don't know. It's bouncing around. You don't necessarily know who's going because some of these divisions, like me, I had no idea what your division looked like competitively. We only saw the Reapers, but now, like looking through your guys' games, that's been it's a completely different league this year. I mean, the Reapers are sitting 0-4. I mean, it's completely different division than it's been in the past. I mean, what do you guys attribute that to? Is it more everybody's catching up to the Reapers, or the Reapers just not having a good year?
It's a good question. I would say they still have a great team. I just think maybe we're starting to find our rhythm a little bit more. They're definitely missing a couple of guys here and there, but I think we're just starting to figure it out. I think we played them so often that we kind of know what they're going to do. So how can we prep and prepare for that and go out there and put out a good squad? So
I like that. Now, Tony has probably one of the best setups where they all play in and out of one facility. Do you guys all play home and homes? Do you do tournament style? How do you guys set up your games? It's home and homes, right?
it's typically tournament style ish.
Okay.
Whoever we can get down to Raleigh is great. I know we hosted Atlanta, and I think that's about it outside of the region. But typically, tournament style weekends, or it's typically just in region play, just being so far away from a lot of other regions. I think we played the Tony's team a couple of years back. That was a good little run for us up in Richmond, so that was fun. But other than that, it's kind of just in region and what.
No,
we
that's
put
in the region. Do you guys play like home and home games? So like you play the Gamblers one day, then the Predators play, or do you guys all meet up and play? Like how does your division break that down?
It's mostly meet up and play.
Everybody plays at one day, so like all four teams will meet up at one facility, or
Correct. Yeah. I think we only played. Go ahead, Tony.
Oh, sorry. I was like, is it like the PLL, how they used to be, where you travel? Like all the teams are going to this spot for this week, and then next week everybody's playing at this facility.
Yeah, we're all kind of like just far enough away that it doesn't make a ton of sense to break it up.
Yeah.
one game a weekend. I think it makes it a little easier on everybody. When Virginia Beach and Charlotte have to come down to Raleigh, like that's 3-5 hours, whatever, depending on where they are.
So you guys are getting 2 games in the weekend then? Each weekend's 2 games or more?
Like 3 or 4 is the goal. Yeah, 3 or 4. So we'll do like 2 and 2. If we can bring somebody else out of the region to come down, that's nice. So it's usually 2 and 2, and that's what we've historically done too.
Okay.
what is it like finding facilities? Is that something you guys have easy access to? Is it hard, or are you guys playing on like a half of a sport court, or how does that work out?
I'd say we kind of we probably have the best facility outside of maybe Virginia Beach. The only problem with that field is that they only have one door. But we've got a place called Net Sports and then also XL Sports here in Raleigh. So it's kind of nice to, have options. But the majority is Net Sports. I wouldn't say it's necessarily regulation, but it's certainly good enough for what we got.
Cement or turf?
Turf.
Oh, so turf. And then is it like closer to soccer or hockey though?
I'd probably say soccer. It's not, I don't think it's big enough like regulation hockey rink by any means.
Uh-huh.
And we had to put up our own boards too, so that's another issue that we had to fight with out here. So we built our boards. I think year 1, got real creative, put them together, slap them up, and take them down whenever we're finished.
Really,
wow.
you guys set up? You just
Not
made.
the whole thing, not the full thing, just the back.
Yeah, just the back. Yeah, just the net. Just for the net.
That would be a nightmare.
Yeah. So you guys are just throwing nets around the boards basically every time you're up and down.
No, so we're looking at like typically between both facilities. It's either like an indoor soccer field or a little bit oversized indoor soccer field, a little bit smaller than a full-size ice rink. So they built in indoor soccer goals behind the nets.
Gotcha.
Other than that, it's full board or full glass all the way around. So we had to custom fab just to cover the indoor soccer nets and make sure nobody gets caught on it. It's unique, but it's also kind of cool.
Yeah, that's the same thing we have over here too. That we had what was there was a team that played with us with the IBLA. I'm drawing a blank right now. He's actually from North Carolina, the GM. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, one of the facilities in Baltimore. That's exactly what he ended up doing, was building behind to close up those soccer nets.
Yeah, I've seen that show with the Yeti and Resolute when they did it, but they've just got big pieces of plexiglass they basically moved in. It was different. It's interesting. So you guys have like full height ceilings. You guys don't have to worry about that then, right? You've got regular tall ceilings. You're not like one of these places that if the goalie tries to throw a clear, he's worried about it.
Say it's tall enough. Could be better.
Could be better, but could be worse.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that kind of happens.
We don't get too many passes caught in it. It's not like,
It's not like every time the goalie shows up and he's throwing it, all of a sudden it's like, oh man, one of those super home field advantage situations.
Our first year we were in like a roller hockey / basketball facility. So they had the nets and they refused to roll the basketball nets up. Luckily, the facility was bigger than regulation, not smaller, but that was a pain. You had to kind of pay attention, like where you were if you were going to make a pass. Like if you're running along the boards, you had to kind of move in a little if you wanted to make a high arch pass, or it was you were getting 2 points or maybe 3 points. Or basketball, scored a hoop.
That's funny.
That is, yeah, that's got to be an interesting thing to deal with. You're like sitting there in the middle of it, going through your motions.
1 year.
Yeah.
It was so bad. Like we had home field advantage for playoffs for finals, and we went to the Burns instead, which was the Wild's home facility that first year. Even though we technically should have hosted it, all the guys are like, "Let's just go over there. The facility's better.
Yeah.
Forget about home field advantage."
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. So, do you guys? You're talking what, like a 5-hour drive between facilities that you play in your division?
No, I mean, realistically, down in Virginia Beach, for most of us, it's about 3.5. And really, we're the only two teams that can host in our region. Charlotte doesn't have a place, and Greensboro's still working on it. So it's really just us two that typically host year after year.
So it basically everybody deals with it. So that's right, because they were telling me they practice in a very unique style facility.
Yeah, I think the nets are probably like 7 foot. So the tall guy, put your stick up, you're hitting that. So it's tough. It's almost impossible. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah. Plus, he said it's only like 50 feet wide instead of 75 feet, so they have to like put the goal in at an angle. It was it's interesting. The things everybody does to make this work is always my favorite part. That's why I love talking to all these guys, especially the GMs. Because so you started. Did you guys 1 year in the IBLA then, and then you were boom right into no. Oh, this is your fourth. You're going into your fourth year. This is your fourth like complete year. Okay, so you guys have only been an NABLL team.
Correct.
Oh, that's awesome. See, great job, Tony. Good thing you guys started it right on the money for him. Had you been a GM for anything else before? Or is this your first time like running a whole team?
No, first time running a whole team. I have a co-GM, Will Forrestall, wasn't able to make it. So we kind of tag team everything that, we need to do. And then lucky enough, I've got Justin and Tal. They're pretty vocal too. So, but yeah, first time running anything sports related. It's basically like herding cats. It's pretty miserable, but we make it work at the end of the day.
Make it work at the end of I love it. What was the biggest surprise being a GM? Like what was something you never thought you'd have to worry about that you either have to worry about all the time or just like, are you serious, guys?
Yeah. It's you would think grown men have their finances in check. That's probably the biggest one. Trying to get somebody to pay you $20 so you can get on the field, it's kind of miserable. But I think
captain's paid up right now. We can put a little pressure on them right now if you need to.
Yeah, exactly. No, we're up to date now. Year 4, we figured it out. But the beginning hurdles, I think that was the biggest issue, honestly. But we make it work. It is what it is. you love the game enough, I think you can figure it out.
Yeah.
What can I throw in? What would be a pitch you give to like new teams if somebody was coming in and they're like, I'm interested to start a team, being the GM of a team. What would be your little pitch to them?
Good luck. No, I'm kidding. No, I think I mean you gotta have enough guys. First of all, fielding the team's pretty tough. You gotta have good facilities, and I'd say that's the two biggest, right? You can't really play without it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Greensboro's playing with like half a facility right now. So, I mean, they're somehow making it work. But yeah, facilities seems like it would be the biggest deal. So you guys don't have to worry about competing with ice, though, at least. You're not like, okay, we have to play in 2 months. You're playing on soccer facilities. So do you guys play all year round, basically?
Yeah, we got weekly pickup. Actually, tonight is usually our night for pickup.
Yes,
Wednesdays
thank you
and
very much, everybody, for missing pickup for this. We really appreciate it. It's
Supposed to be getting better here.
yeah. Well, Paul's in the chats and he wants to know who you guys are picking to come out of each division. So we'll go through the divisions here and put everybody on the spot. If you haven't played a team, I would suggest you just pick the coolest looking logo you see. The Grand Rapids Grizzlies have come out of here every year, but the Hooligans and Coyotes have had decent seasons, but I don't know if Grand Rapids is still. I think they're one of the other undefeated teams. Might be a safe bet just going with Dave Holden up there. Tony, you're up first. Who's winning this one?
I'm gonna stick with the Grizzlies. I've got to see them a lot firsthand experience, and they're usually pretty polished, and so I wouldn't expect any different from them.
I love it. All right, Tal, you're up next.
Yeah, I mean they're 6-0, right? So
Got to be them.
I mean, yeah,
Got to be them. Vic and Justin, are we both going to just assume we're going with the Grizzlies on this? Probably not. Have you played any of these teams?
Yeah, we've seen a few. We've seen the Coyotes. So we travel as well. So outside of the NABLL season, we'll go to Nashville, trying to put a team up in the Utica this year. So we've seen a few of these teams. Coyotes we've seen. Nobody else here, I don't believe, though.
No.
Mhm.
Justin, with Bank City, have you guys, the Coyotes, did they go to that Nashville tournament? I heard that Nashville tournament's pretty off the chain.
Yeah, it's a really good event and honestly a really good venue. We didn't play Coyotes, but I was running doors for the Owls team while they were. We've seen Detroit in Detroit, but it's hard to bet against. Hard to bet against.
Yeah.
Kings.
And Paul said nobody's going through the boards on the back unless Justin's on D. He said then you're probably going to put him through the net boards, I'm guessing is what he's talking about when you guys were building them. I wasn't paying too much attention to the chat. Forgot about it. Paul's down there.
Yeah, Necker was there in Detroit when when we did that, and I'm not going to say who did it, but I'm not going to say it wasn't me.
That's amazing. So, Justin, we'll start with you on this one. Have you played any of these teams?
I have not played any of them, but obviously some of the guys that play with Bank City play for these teams. This Box Lacrosse community, as big as it is still kind of small, so you know a lot of guys. Sharks are on a come up this year. Warhogs are always good. This one's tough for me. So
just pick on logo then.
Pick a logo?
Yeah, pick a logo.
If I'm going off a logo, I'm going the Warhogs.
All right, Warhogs it is for the logo. Vic, what are you picking? You picking logo or are you picking, do you know any of these guys? I will say, Justin, I know Goldberg used to play for the Arrows is where I met him, so I know he's got a lot of box experience in Long Island, but I don't know much else. But, Vic, pressure's on.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me the Sharks. Why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like the logo, really. I like them eating the lacrosse stick like that, and he's kind of got the evil look. I'd be buying it.
Absolutely.
All right, Tony, you're up.
Well, this is the Warhawks are only losses to the Sharks, right? So these two will probably end up in the final. So you could see either one, but I guess Justin's one of our board members, so I got to kind of go with him with the Warhogs, right? And I think I just saw he put up 11 points in the last game, so he's doing a good job with the Warhogs. So
Yeah, and this is the first time that these guys have not had to go through Collar City. Interesting to see how that Long Island team, Collar City ended up. A bunch of guys went out to Oak City and all over the place. It's crazy. All right, Taylor, you're up now. You're on the spot. Which one of these teams is moving out of the division?
I don't know. I've been thinking about this. I mean, I think I'm gonna go Sharks. Maybe. I don't know. We're talking what, Westchester, New York, North Long Island.
Yeah. Yeah. Or no, they're Newburgh.
I know a lot of Strong Island guys. I don't know. I mean, defensively, they're beating guys up a little bit. I'm gonna go with it. They got a cool logo too.
Yeah. I'm actually going to pick the Sharks as well. I like so Nicky Goldberg played for the Arrows before. He's down there running that team. I got confidence in him. They got it. Shark Week, and yes, Paul said it was definitely Detroit's what I'm referring to, I would imagine, because a bunch of laugh faces came up when he sent Detroit. So this division right here, though, I tell you, I would have been very remiss not to say the Wild were coming out of it. The Arrows have beat them once this year, so that kind of, boy, I don't know. Tony, we're starting with you. You're in the division. Are the Golden Bears coming out of it?
The Golden Bears, that's my team. But yeah, the Arrows and Wild both played each other twice, and they both, it was a 1-game win on each side. So it's I'm hoping there's no rematch for that. That I'll be playing one of those two teams. We play the Wild tomorrow night, and then they play the Cannons, the Kraken, the new team that just came out. They're learning the process, so that they're because we have 5 teams, only the top 4 advanced this year. So, but I gotta go Golden Bears.
Yeah, I figured you were, but I got to tell you, if I was picking logos alone, that Kraken logo is pretty cool.
It is a sweet logo they have.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I like it. I like the Golden Bears. I do like, especially if you know a lot of the symbols that you got in there. It's sweet, but I like I've said it, and I'll say it again. Until I watch somebody beat the Wild in person, I'm gonna just pick the Wild forever. So until somebody beats the Wild in front of me, I'm going with the Wild. Now this is not as far of a drive for you guys. This is almost as close as some of the other games, I would imagine.
You talking to me?
No, well, I was talking to all 3 of these guys because essentially I'm terrible geographically though, but how far away is this from where you guys are roughly?
Depends on where we're playing, I guess. My guess, that's how you probably know that area better than I would. I think Richmond for us was only 2 hours, Tony, that little facility that we played at last time. That wasn't
We're
bad.
probably another hour and a half because we're playing in Columbia, Maryland. So we're just like 20 minutes away from Hopkins.
Yeah, I mean, it's so good. Depends on when you leave, but every bit of 5.5, if not 6, with traffic.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just a little bit too far in the car. But yeah, you guys have probably played. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we've all done. I'm about to do it tomorrow morning. I'm going to drive out to Buffalo, past Buffalo to go to Gillette. It's 5.5 hours, and then be back tomorrow night. So it'll be. Yeah. No, we're all nuts and do all this silly shenanigans for Box Lacrosse. So yeah, 100%. But I guess Tal will put you on the spot first because it's that order now. Which one of these teams is coming out of this division?
Yeah, turn your graphic back up.
Oh,
I think
I'm looking at it.
I think it's interesting with the Arrows. I mean, I keep every week I keep seeing they're doing well, but I got a few buddies on the Wild, so I think I gotta go with them. It's also hard to root against or bet against a three-time
Yeah,
champion.
3-time. They are the only NABLL champions.
You got to give them the benefit of the doubt, I think.
Yeah, I'm going with that. Vic, you're shaking your head. Yes, I'm guessing you're agreeing with that.
It's a no doubter.
Yeah, Justin, you want to just throw something out, stir up some comments, tell them that they suck, and pick a different team, or no?
Yeah, I don't need that target on my back. But I will say in defense of the Arrows that it feels a lot like us last year with Charlotte finally getting 1 win on them and then playing it tight in regionals, and Charlotte got the better of us. So I think Westminster's going to do the same thing.
So you guys, similar situation last year, and then yeah, I like it. It'll be interesting. So this division, I 100% just based on the shit talking figured Midbow and the Wheat Kings were going to sweep the year again, just because that's how Midbow likes to talk. Justin, we'll start with you. Have you played against any of these other teams?
Yeah, we've played against Minneapolis once. I think it was in Nashville. And our other co-GM came from Invergrove before we started the Owls. So I think Minneapolis is kind of they're the team to beat. But new unis for Invergrove, got some ties there. So I'm gonna wear the red, white, and blue for them.
All right, and there we go. So this is the first potential upset we've had somebody pick anybody that hasn't come out of the division yet. I like it. I would love to, but I have to pick just because I'm in the social media game. Kind of Midbow is social media on point, so I got to cheer for him.
They're gonna come after you.
What's that?
His minions, or what did you call them?
They're not. It's not a cult. Remember, what did he call? I forgot what they called him, but they're not. It's not a cult, and they're. Yeah, I still think he's a cult leader though. With all those guys, he's got like a whole little robot army that'll just like do whatever. They're not minions. Oh, I did forget. Somebody will probably throw it in the chat here for me. I hope, but yeah, that was pretty amazing. That one had me dying for a while. What about you, Vic? Have you played any of these teams?
Yeah, we played the Wheat Kings in Nashville actually, and beat them, which was pretty exciting as a newer team. I don't think obviously teams are different when you travel, so no hate towards them. But I think I got them winning the Midwest too. Very good team.
All right, I like it. Tal?
I think I'm gonna go Isotopes. They're making a lot of noise on Instagram, and I think they got some cool unis. So I don't know. I think again, like if the parity is what we think it is this year, like they got a chance.
Yeah. So I think every division, with the exception of the Northeast, has sent the same teams every year. So
Yeah.
right is our New England, whatever the New England one is called. I'm terrible with names, but I know it's all the I call them up in the Northeast because they're the only place that's north and east of me, basically. But that's every year they've sent somebody different. So they're crazy. I think it's catching up. And look, it is New England, and we're there next. This one I don't even know how to pick because everybody looks like they're beating everybody in this division. Tony, I'm making you go first.
Oh man, I'm gonna go with the Isotopes for the one before.
Oh yeah, I did skip you on that. My bad.
Looking at their scores, and they are scoring 17, 19, 16. They scored 12 against the Wheat Kings, so that's a good way to get against a strong team, is if you can put up one more than them, right? So this one's gonna be tough here. The Nor'easters, I think, are leading the charge here, right? But I've had something, the Paper City Oaks. I've always had something about that. I just like the way that team is. I like their logo, and I like the way they play. So I think I'm gonna go with Paper City Oaks on this one.
There we go. Paper City making another NABLL appearance. They've got the goalie. He's the third string goalie for the Firewolves too, that Cam Pilon, and I say it all the time. A goalie can completely win you a tournament. You get a hot goalie and he makes it there. It's it can be huge. Justin, coming out of the New England, I'm sure you've if you guys are playing in tournaments, I'm sure you've played against some of these guys.
Yeah, and again, the more northeast you go with these teams, the more guys that we have on our Bank City roster. So it probably kept some flack from somebody. And I'm in Maine right now for work, so hopefully they don't know where I'm at. But...
Definitely talk smack on the Northmen. They seem like a normal group of individuals.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen the Northmen lose something that I was surprised. I was like, oh my God, who did this to Maine? Like, Maine has been a powerhouse.
Yeah.
But Paper City and the Nor'easterns are just so good. I'd have to hedge Nor'easterns if I was a betting guy.
All right, hedging towards
Can
Nor'east.
you take his GPS coordinates off underneath Justin's name just for his safety?
Oh yeah, I'm on VPN right now. You can't find me.
Oh, yeah, okay, he's one ahead. He was prepared for this podcast.
He's over in Prague right now. They've got him at the Rubeski. All right, Vic, you're up. Stallions, I don't think we've seen yet. I've never watched them play. I would say, yeah, but between Maine, Paper City, and Nor'easters, I don't think you can pick a wrong team. We've seen each one of them so far.
Yeah, I mean, give me the Nor'easters by a million. And shout out to whoever did that rebrand. Those jerseys are tough, and I would like a jersey swap. So whoever runs that team, hit me up in New York City. I want to go into the jerseys immediately.
Absolutely. There we go. Get them hooked up. I do. The rebrand is pretty sweet. I'm a big fan. All right, Tal.
Yeah, I mean, Nor'easters are 6-1. I'm just gonna go with it. I think
Just going with it. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean that's basically it. They're 6-1. Yeah, I haven't seen them yet this year. I've watched Paper City, which is the only thing that makes me want to say Paper City because we saw them in their first game playing the Yeti, and they were pretty good. So I honestly though I can't pick against Duncan, so I'm gonna take Duncan and the Northman. And Duncan is probably my favorite goalie to watch just because he makes some of the sickest highlight saves. Seattle Kings and Dave have come out of this. Is anybody picking against Dave and the Seattle Kings coming out of this division? Okay, yeah, I figured that was a fairly safe one. I'm hoping I know who you guys are picking here, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're going to go for the Gamblers. I should put Tony on the spot. So, Tony, even.
No, you got to make them pick. I have to pick in my own division first.
And I made you pick first, yeah. So, actually, Vic, you're up.
Let's see if they know their roles here. Like Justin was saying, everybody has a role.
Hootie who? You guys know what I'm going with. Yeah,
Hootie who? I like it.
Yeah.
Justin, so do you guys, I'll ask you, are they one game play and you're in, or do you guys have multiple game series for the playoffs?
Yeah, so it's going to be, we're doing 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3, and then winners play each other for the championship.
But in just one game series, right? It's like one and done.
Yep, it's 1 day, 1 versus 4 in the first game, 2 versus 3 in the second game. Third game is the winners, and winner goes and represents the region.
And out and out with life. All right, Tal, I'm guessing you're picking the Owls?
yes, sir.
Tony,
You got it.
are they coming out?
Are you guys coming back next year so I can pick? Telling you guys coming back next year. If so, I'll go. They're the front runners. Got to go with the front runners here.
Yeah, they're the front runners, and they also have that nice 6-0. Yeah.
Yeah, they're due.
Do
yeah,
for
the
it.
Angry Birds are paying.
Angry Birds are paying. I like it. That was the only thing. I did really like the Reapers logo. That was a pretty sick logo, if I do say so. The Southeast, I tell you, the Atlands, the Steamboats, Nashville's come out of it the last 3 years. Boy, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I've listened to a bunch of that Steamboats podcast. Shout out Trevor Butts for getting that one covered for me. Thank you. Tony, all you board members blew him off on that one too. Poor Trevor had to, he was flying solo on there. But out of the Southeast, are you picking Tim with the Ignite, or who are you picking out of the Southeast?
I don't. He only shows he's only played 2 games. Is that correct?
Yeah, they start way later. So most of our season seemed like it was over in the Northeast by the time they were done. So he's only played 2. The Atlians, you know what? I might take the Atlians just because they got it's the Blink 182 song. And I do really like the logo. I think that's pretty fresh logo. So you know what? I'll go first, and I'm taking the Atlians just to talk smack on Tim because Tim doesn't want to do the show with me anymore. I don't know why he doesn't like me. But Tim, you're going down. The Atlians are coming to nationals.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that too. Just put a little pressure on Tim.
Just to put some pressure on Tim. I love it. All right, Tal, are you going to keep putting pressure?
Against him.
Yes. Who we seeing coming out of the Southeast?
I've heard good things about Nashville, but Atlanta's one of the few teams that will play, out of our region prior to any kind of tournament. And I feel like they're always a pretty good competitor. So I'm gonna throw them a bone here. I'm gonna go with the Atlanta ATLians.
ATLians, yes. And Dave Mather said they're Midbow Senators is what they were called. So he was, yeah. Thank you, Dave, in the chat for hooking us up with that. And thanks, Tal, for pronouncing the AT-aliens there. I'll screw it up a million times. I have no idea how I get. Everybody wants me to talk on these because names are the worst thing I have. I'll remember everybody's face forever. I am terrible with names. There's literally people that my kids have gone to school with for 18 years. My son just graduated. I still don't know some of these parents' names, and I've literally seen them from K through high school. And yeah, it's still so and so's mom or dad. Is about all I got. But Vic, who are you picking out of this?
Yeah, I think I don't know that those league standings are right because I'm almost positive I saw the Shiners beat Nashville. No, or am I seeing things?
That could be possible. Let's see if the Shiners.
Or am I wrong? I felt like I saw the Shiners post something. I feel like they've recently played games and they haven't updated the schedule. But we're not a fan of Knoxville. We're not a fan of Nashville. Actually, appreciate the ATL guys for coming down and seeing us. So I got ATL going all the way there.
Got to take the ATL guys. I love it just because they travel. And like I said, I mean, they are sweet. I'm a big fan of that logo.
Yeah, you're right. They should be 3 games in. 7-19 was their 3rd game.
All right, so we're going to say just because the website's not up to date that Nashville got knocked off automatically and the Shiners won it. Sound fair, Tony?
I don't know if we'll go that far. But
Come on, Tony. I saw the finger up, which means board member I, right? Like, yeah, I say that's correct. I love it.
1 vote's required.
That's what board means. Is we got one guy on the board, so he approves it all. All right, Justin. Especially now that we finally got the updated stats for you as we work our way around. You going to take the Shiners?
And I'm not taking the Shiners. I pay attention to a lot of it, especially the Instagram, because that's how a lot of our league goes through. But Atlanta's dark jerseys are insane. We've seen Nashville and Knoxville in our region previously. We've seen them in tournaments. Good programs, especially, Nashville does some good things. Tim does some good things down there, but I'm all Atlanta on this one.
I like it.
13-9 Shiners over Ignite the last game.
Oh, I saw that.
To date, yes, that's all.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And shout out to Pat who runs that team. If it's still Pat, they're good guys. But
Who's that? The Shiners?
yeah, if it's
Get him.
still Pat, I'm unfamiliar.
All right. Hopefully it is Pat. We're gonna get in touch soon. I'm big on the team names and the logos. I do enjoy that a lot. I look around and I've checked the records, but I like the Shiners logo. That's a cool bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like Bear till now, so fellow Bear.
Yes. This one, I will say, the Upstate East. I'll be surprised if anybody beats the Spirits again. The Spirits team. Hopefully, he's got more guys that can make it this year because the last 2 nationals, they have a bunch of guys that go to the President's Cup. So it's kind of tough because if they're going to go to the President's Cup. So it's interesting to see how this plays out. It's interesting to see where it's going to go. As much as the Yeti I think they're in 3rd right now because, they're playing Oneida. Oneida was 2, and Oswego was 4 is how they're set up. Oneida could come out. Boy. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and pick the Spirits. I'm picking Thousand Islands in this one. You guys can't see it because I got that little eyeball closed. But, yeah, so Oneida Lacrosse Club, the Mary Windsor, which is awesome. They played a bunch of the World Games there that weren't in Utica. Everything was there. Place is really cool. They will be there Friday night playing. So, Justin, I'm going to you have got a ton of Bank City guys on this Yeti team. I'm throwing you right on the spot first. Onto the fire.
Yeah, no, it's I watch every single one of their games that I possibly can. And just like a lot of this division, it's very difficult to beat Thousand Islands in Alex Bay. So it's, you could have the OLSC team come out and play great. You could have the Yeti come out and be the Yeti they've been the last couple of years when they won in 2022. You got a lot of guys on that roster, a lot of ballers, and they can come out. It's really, really hard to win in Alex Bay.
It is. It's a very unique atmosphere. It's uniquely Alex Bay. It is hot up there. Gives him a big advantage. I mean, as far as and Nate's done a great job. He's got some young guys that are playing now for his team. Wicked deep roster. It'll be interesting to see, but I think you're right. Vic, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I feel like I watch a lot of the Thousand Island Spirits games as well whenever they stream them. So I feel like it's a no doubter. Those guys are dogs. So looking forward to seeing them come out.
Yeah, and Tal.
I gotta agree. I think if anyone, it would be Oswego, but I don't see anyone knocking the Spirits off at this point.
Yeah, Oswego did beat him once this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it looks like they just replayed and it wasn't close the second time.
yeah, I talked to a couple guys from Oswego. I don't think they traveled well, but I think the bigger problem was Thousand Islands on every team seems to be able to go on like a 6-goal run. Like they put together a 6 or a 7-goal run that teams just can't seem to climb out of. Like they throw on crazy offense, and I think that was the only way they beat him the first time was they were able to stop that. But other than that, I don't know if the last Thousand Islands game I've watched that they haven't had a 6-goal run at one point where all of a sudden it's like just they blow it wide open.
Yeah.
Wow. Nate has 67 players.
Yeah.
On his,
Looking at that, 37 unprotected. That's insane.
yeah. Well, now I bet not all of them are eligible. You can't get 67 guys in. I mean, if you could, it would be the GM of the year if you can get 67 guys all in for 2 games each. That would be good. But I'm gonna have to go with them too. They just depth is there, and it looks like they can kind of pick and choose. Maybe he knew because of President's Cup, he tried to kind of set it up so that he has options.
Yeah. Yeah, he has lots of options with, like you said, 60 guys. It's crazy. This is a brand new division just formed. Playing tournaments, you guys have definitely played Space Lax. They travel everywhere. Bank City has definitely played Space Lax. Just you've actually there's a few Bank City guys I think on that Lakers team as well. Probably on every team here actually.
Yeah, pretty much every team. They're out of this, like my favorite logo is definitely Space Lax. Their uniforms are always great. I'm a big proponent of the standing buffalo, especially being down here, being a northern guy. Buffalo Creek, coming out of Canada, come over here. It's awesome. This whole division is just intriguing. But I'm gonna go with my man Al Snow and the Lakers on this one.
Snowman, Snowman's awesome. Shout out to Tate as well, or Ray. I guess I called him Ray forever. Then everybody was like, his name's Tate, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, one of those. So it's terrible. I don't know, Vic. Have you spent much time on any of the native nations? Because nobody has a real name on there. In case you're wondering, everybody has like a nickname.
This is so different for me. But again, that's being a Midwest guy, you know what I mean? I mean, lacrosse was completely foreign to me, but seeing this is interesting, to say the least. But if I had to go with the team, give me Space Lax. That logo is pretty sweet. It's in New Jersey.
The jerseys are sweet. They are very, very hard to beat. I will definitely give you that one. I'll just cover my ugly mug up for the rest of this so we can see Tony. There we go. Tal, you're on the board. Whose logo, or do you know which team you prefer or think is going to come out?
Just looking at their schedule, I feel good about the Lakers. My high school mascot was the Lakers, so I'm gonna stick with that.
There we go. I like it. I'm going to pick the Lakers as well. Their GM and owner Woody had just passed away. I think the team's going to rally around that and really come out and play. And like you said, Al Snow, the Snowman, going to drop the plow when he needs to. I'm going Lakers. Tony, you're on the clock.
I mean, I think being a fellow native, it looks like that whole roster is all natives to go with the Lakers as well. But I will say I did enjoy interacting with the guys from Space Lax a couple weeks ago. So kind of pulling for both. So I wouldn't be upset if either one of those two advance, if that's a good political.
Yeah. Good political answer. Well, I do have to say as well, so I am very well torn too because Mark Stanton also, he's the guy that runs Space Lax. They are the reason Blue Squatch has 2 setups. he wanted me to do a tournament once. I was like, buy me a laptop, and he was like, okay. I was just fucking around. I didn't think he was gonna, and he literally bought me a laptop. So we showed up and did the Buffalo Box tournament for him. So the whole reason we can have 2 streams now where we're in 2 different locations is because of Mark Stanton. So shout out to Space Lax. I do like to thank him for that. He's also picking up a sponsorship in Newtown. And juniors, we only have 1 team, but there's actually 3, I think. So
Yeah, give me the Junior Yeti on that one.
Well, who do we? So we have the. Doesn't the whole New England? Is it New England?
Maine has enough guys. They've played. They went out
Yeah.
and played, and then you've got the Oaks have a full junior
Brought
squad.
a team over. They brought a junior team. So there's like 7 or 8 teams that are kind of loosely formed that we were trying to put together this year. We were trying to put together a little tournament, and we're close, but we just weren't there yet. So they were able to. Well, kind of New England was the closest to putting together like an actual juniors little mini league. I think they played a couple games. I know the Isotopes went over for a weekend but this is something that I think we'll probably just.
Shout out to Rachel and the Isotopes, though. They flew over for like 4 Box Lacrosse games and then flew back. That's a huge commitment. So shout out to everybody who made it. It looked like there were some pretty competitive games too. The scores didn't make the website though. I thought I just saw them on Instagram and I had them saved, but I lost them.
Yeah, I'll see if we can't put something together and promote it on our website.
Yeah. No, it should be good. So now you had what, 40 guys you said try out for the team this year?
Say that's pretty fair, about 40-ish.
Yeah, that's and how many? So do you guys cut guys, or do you guys have guys that you're like, hey, you're a practice player?
We've got some practice players, and of course, we cut some as well.
So with that being said, how many guys do you have show up to practice on like a weekly basis?
Say that one more time. I think you
Like,
cut out.
oh, sorry. Your practices, are they like full 30 guy deep? You got 20 guys, or do you get like 10, 15? Is it like, are you playing full floor if you got enough?
Yeah. If we're lucky enough, and when we do have a practice, which is very rare, to kind of show up and play. I feel like Wednesday nights are the pickup league. Lucky enough, a lot of those guys let us just kind of go owls on one team, randoms on the other and whatnot, or practice players, etc. But if we are able to field a practice, then yeah, it's typically full field. We got good numbers.
Yeah, that's huge. You get 2 goalies consistently. That because I know that's always a big thing. Do you guys have team pads, or do you guys have your goalies showing up with pads?
Majority have their own.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, I don't know if any of the teams have them. I just don't. I think that's the hardest position to find. Like that would be the hardest sales pitch. I think like you're bringing guys in, you can talk to a bunch of guys. You're like, hey, come do this. Unless you find a hockey goalie or maybe some lacrosse goalies. So Tal, like coming from a big field background, what do you think is the biggest selling point to guys when you're trying to explain to people how much fun box is?
I mean, it really depends, right? I think, guys that gravitate toward a little bit more, physicality, like it's a blast. It's fast paced. Like, you tell young kids, right? It's going to improve your field game. Guys that are field players, it's absolutely going to improve your field game. But for guys like us who are a little bit washed up at this point, like it's just a really good time. You don't have to be in like fantastic field shape to be in decent box shape.
I like that. I'm gonna call it box shape from now on.
Yeah. And it's just, it's good for the competitive spirit. I think it's good, from a skill standpoint. It's good for your stick work. And it's just an absolute blast to be with the boys and getting to play tournaments and play, some of these like round robin sort of play days that we do. It's just it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I obviously like it as well, as we now just drive around and film strictly semi-pro box lacrosse. Try to explain that to people too. They're like, wait, what do you do on your YouTube channel? I'm like, drive around and play. He's like, they're all pro. I'm like, some of them. Some of them are. It's interesting when you explain it to people. They always kind of look at you like you got 5 heads. They're like, "What?" But then they watch the first couple games and they're like, "Oh, I get what you're doing here now. This is a blast." So Justin, coming from the Northeast, heading down, what do you notice is the biggest thing about getting guys to play? Like, at least everybody knew what box lacrosse was where you came from. Now, what is it like when you go down and try to explain it to people and recruit guys?
It's interesting at first. You get the guys that come out and they either really love it or you don't see them again. But 98% of them, you see them every week. You see them every Wednesday, every Thursday, whatever night we do a pickup on. They're like, okay, how do I sub better? How do I hit better? How do I stop picking like I'm in field? Hey, you get your Owls jerseys are really cool. How do I play for you guys? And just really growing the game down here and seeing what it's done in the last 4 years is incredible. We started a program that like you have 2 or 3 box players, one guy that's like, I'll play goalie, and 17 guys that wear field helmets and try to sweep across the top of the field. And now it's the opposite. It's like, okay, well, we're playing a tournament team and the Oak City Owls and they're in Utica and okay, they're a box team. So I mean, it's been really, really good. And just continuing to grow the game. Obviously Vic mentioned we hated to lose Nick Shelton earlier. He's our starting goalie. Hated him to go to Greensboro, but he started another team in our region. Brings us closer to play there, brings us closer to play Charlotte, and hopefully we'll get some more of that to bridge the gap between us and Atlanta and us in Tennessee. So it's going and it's exciting. It's different, especially if you're only used to one thing and you come down here like this isn't real. It is, and it's getting realer by the minute.
Absolutely. So Vic, coming from the Midwest, you had basically no box experience, hadn't even heard of box lacrosse until you started doing this. What is it like for you to explain to like guys, this is box?
Yeah, I mean, still to this day, I'm still asking a lot of questions. I feel like Tal's always bitching at me when we're in a game, mid-game, or just running like a practice. He's like, "Vic, you're doing the wrong thing." I'm like, "Well, then tell me what I need to do." So I'm still trying to figure it out myself, truthfully. But I'd say just stick with it, right? I mean, if you stick with it long enough, you're going to enjoy to love it. And you're definitely going to get better at it, right? I think the first time I ever came out to pick up, I met Justin. I think he hit me so hard my helmet like exploded at one point. I was like, I don't think I like this. And I came out the next week, and we're best friends. 4 years later, we're running the team together. So just stick with it, have fun, and everything else will work itself out.
Absolutely. And I mean, Tony, you always talk about the IQ, the anticipation is really so you had a very unique perspective. You played box growing up. The exact opposite of most Americans.
Yeah. Yeah, so I pretty much grew up in the system, right? So it's all I knew. And field lacrosse was the second sport I played, right? And I say this all the time, I didn't realize like how box lacrosse helped me be so successful in field. I didn't realize that till now later as I became a coach, and that like my company right now that I'm doing is I basically tell all those people trying to get into box lacrosse, I want to train you in box lacrosse so that I can accelerate your field lacrosse game. You don't have to do the traditional, just play for a travel team and just do your spring season of lacrosse and call it a day and you're going to get better, right? If you do box lacrosse, it's almost like the Kobe Bryant thing. You're playing like 3 seasons in one if you play box lacrosse. It just accelerates the game.
Literally 3 shot clocks in every shot clock, basically.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's been great, and people really love it. And it just happens there's not many people with a lot of box lacrosse experience in our area. Now it's starting to change because the Wild's been so successful, and Arrows have been successful. We've been successful. So we're building the next level of talent. So it's starting to spider out. So which is good.
Tal, you still switch hands? I gotta ask the field players this. Do you still switch hands out there? What's the laugh for? Because I see Vic kind of looking like maybe once in a while, or I mean, is it just strictly?
I don't think the stick has touched my left hand in box or field in 6 years.
You just came up out of the suit.
It's no good to me at this point. I don't need it. I don't want it. Yeah.
I had two players this first year that both play both hands. Like they don't when they play a game, like for example, tomorrow we have this guy named Crow. He's normally a right-hander. He's going to play left for me tomorrow because we're down one lefty, and he'll play the whole game lefty. And I got another kid like that. He basically trained himself to play left because he goes, I just noticed that there's a lack of lefties, and I get on the field more if I play left. And I was like, I went and watched him. He plays in our college series. I'm like, you got to come out because I need lefties, right? And then he tells me, he goes, well, I'm not really a lefty. I'm a righty. But the kid's been doing great. He's probably got like 10 goals for us already this year. So 10 goals that I didn't expect from him, knowing that he was a righty. And he's been doing well. And he's young, right? So he's given the energy. He doesn't tire out. These young kids do not tire out. You think a box game would tire them out. They just keep going, man. I'm jealous of that.
Box.
Vic,
Yeah. I was just gonna
Vic is our designated.
I'm that guy, Tony. So for the last 3 years, we've only had one lefty, so I was forced to play lefty, and I'm like,
Oh,
I can do this, but I'm a righty. So then whenever I finally, year after year, we're finding new lefties, and finally I'm able to play righty, and I'm finally putting the ball in the net. So it's a little fun. It's a little fun playing your strong hand. If on the field at any point, I'm here for it. So I'm not mad.
I love
well,
it. It's
what you need to do, Vic. Now that you're more talented, power, you need to go behind the net because now you
I'm a bunker.
add a little more dynamic to the power.
I'm the Michael Jordan of
Plays
my time.
right there where it needs to be.
oh my goodness.
I got to deal with this day in and day out, though.
Oh my goodness. Yes. All right. So much like I said, we would do this for over an hour before I all of a sudden looked at the clock. It's been an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah, we try to keep them under an hour. Definitely didn't happen. Justin, you were a box guy growing up, so did you learn to play both hands too as an American guy, or were you just I'm holding it one hand or the other?
No, I didn't learn to use both hands until I decided to be a long stick midfielder so I can get on the field.
Gotcha. Yes.
And I'm not good at either one of them.
I don't think it hurts you to have this skill, but yeah, no, I agree. I like it. I like the guys that can just bring it over here. I don't see why you wouldn't if you could do it. It doesn't hurt you. You can still protect the stick with your body. But, like I said, it's been absolutely awesome. Thank you guys so much. Why don't you tell us, Vic, where you would like, if anybody wants to get in touch with the team or they want to follow the team, what do you use most often to post?
Yeah, great question. So pretty Instagram heavy. Oak City Owls, if you guys want to get in touch with me, just feel free to DM us, reach out. I don't think we have anything else, right, Justin? I think it's just Oak City Owls at this point via Instagram, correct? Yeah, I gave Tal the socials. I'm over that. I'm too busy for the social. So at Oak City Owls on Instagram, reach out, and we'll follow up.
Awesome. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you all next week.
Thanks, guys.